Good evening, Stampin' friends, and welcome to Linda's Stamping Escape. It is Tuesday, the 25th of June, and we are here today with Unbounded Love. Hello, I am Linda. I am just getting my little page set up here. How is everyone this evening? Well, I hope. Pop on in, say hello. There we go. I see Barb and Karen have joined us already. Hello, ladies. Hello, hello. So, our unbounded love. I know we did this once before, but I think we just did some quick cards with the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. So, I chose that paper again. It kind of gives everybody who purchases the bundle and the paper even more ideas on how to use that. Hey, Vicki, welcome. So tonight we're going to focus on some fun ways to combine these greetings with our dies. So as I said, we're using Thoughtful Journey. So those are the three patterns I'll be using tonight. And Candy says it's not too hot. Ooh, in whose world, girl? I couldn't even breathe when I went outside today. It is a scorcher out there, and it's hot everywhere, I hear. So we're going to work on putting these sentiments with our dies. So I have a fun tip for you. Take your, I don't know, it's a half sheet of paper, and just start cutting out all your dies here. That way you already got them pre-cut and you can just kind of scan and take the ones you need. And it's a nice little stash to have, you know, a little backup there. Just put them in a little container and keep them clean because we don't want them laying around getting all dirty, right? Oops, gotta lay them the right way. I think I need a little bit bigger little thing here, but yeah, I just stuck them all on a sheet and cut them all out, and now I have a nice little stash that I can work with. So we have Sharon and Joan joining us. She said it's 80 by her. Well, tomorrow we're going to get in the low 80s, hopefully. So yeah, that's a great way. And then I have one more quick tip. We're going to be actually cutting our designer paper, and here is one sheet, and I should have saved a nice white one. Well, let me just use the back of this here so you can see that a little closer. So it's this die, right? And then I cut that out with a designer paper so I'd have a real pretty background there. So great. Karen said, good way to use your scraps. Oh, great minds think alike. Most definitely, especially when you're working with a 6x6 and you are cutting down to the 4 by 5 1/4, or in my case, a little bit smaller. So that's the one there. And what I did on this one, so here's a fun little tip for you. I put this towards the edge because all I really want here is this piece right here. Now you can cut the whole thing out and use the label, which I should have done, but I was at the end of the paper. But you want to save this so you can, look at that. How cool is that? So now you have a nice space to put stamp your greeting on, and you still have all your foliage showing. And it looks really good on this piece of paper too, doesn't it? Should have used this one, but I didn't. So just wanted to give you some extra ideas on how you can use these dies with the stamps. And I know that we had talked about this the last time I did Unbounded Love, and we never got around to using these double ones. So those are our focus tonight. So let's just tuck these away. I'm going to need those two, and I'm going to leave this out. And that is actually cut a 1/8 inch smaller. So instead of, here's my 4 by 5 1/4 sheet, and then here's our 8.5 by 5 1/2 scored and folded at 4 1/4. And our first card's going to be kind of a simple one, because I want to also remind you a few little things. Okay, we have this cute little guy here. This die right here actually cuts 2. So it cuts that outer scallop, and then it cuts our greeting, which may or may not be using. I think I will be using that right here. And then I don't know if some of you caught me Saturday. I was at a Stampin' Up! A virtual event called Creativity Now, where we got to order some sneak peek stuff. Won't be available until September when the new catalog comes out. So I will have lots of time to make awesome samples with that one. So on this one, I stamped the piece. There it is. And the reason I got to the Creativity Now, because this Natural Tones linen thread was one of the items that we could pre-order. So I'm really loving this. And we're going to do that little wrap around that we do. And I will grab my scissors. I do believe I have it hiding under here. There we go. And what's nice about this is you can use this 2 ways. You can kind of unroll it and use it more like a linen thread. If my fingers will do that today. Or you can just use it as your baker's twine. So yeah, it kind of unravels. There it goes. And it'll act more like a linen thread, or you can keep it like your baker's twine, which is a little bit thicker. So we're going to do a little twist on that. I just wrap it around my fingers, and then we just stick it on the back. And then you can kind of put this any way you want this. Okay, now I got that sticking out a little bit there. I got that double edge. That's okay. Doesn't have to be fancy, right? Because we're working with all natural stuff. All right, let me grab my dimensionals. Almost like a floss, Karen said. Yes, that's a very good way of describing it. So I'm going to put one of my dimensionals down to hold down my baker's twine. Even though it's already taped down, I like to double it. So we're going to remove these and stick them in that little cap. And you know, they'll be all over the house in a little while anyways, or at least in a couple days. Because they never stay, do they? I'm going to twist this just a little more this way. There we go. Hit those corners a little bit. And it's okay that I got a little more up here than I do down here, because we're going to use the second half of that greeting. So using Night of Navy. And somebody asked me how you open these. I open it like a compact, and that's probably an old word. So if anybody has younger girls, they're probably going, what's a compact? But it's that thing that some of us older women used to use to powder our noses. That's probably also new to them. I don't know. Some of them girls have more makeup on than I do. So, all right, we're just going to stamp that directly onto our designer paper. Don't forget that is an option for you to do. We could have did the piece on there as well, and then if we didn't like the way the piece looked, we could have easily went over the top of it with our paper, which you could hear too if you need to. So Karen says it's a car, right? In the 70s, yes, I do believe they came out with a lot of compact cars. Hi, Amanda, and Chris has joined us. All right, so we're going to give that just a little bit of a border. So again, that one was my 4 by 5 1/4. So this is just an 1/8 inch smaller. So that would be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Geez, it actually came out tonight. And if you want me to do some cutting on a live, you can let me know, and I can always do that in there. But most of my ladies who follow me already know how to cut. So there is our first card. Clean and simple, easy to make. And you're using your double words. And I call them that because they have the peace makes the world a better place. Faith is being sure what we cannot see. Love never gives up. Hope is believing in a brighter tomorrow. And you don't have to use them together, but I mean, that's what we're focusing on tonight. So we got card number 1 done. I have another one here. And this was Knight of Navy and Pretty Peacock. So I'm kind of sticking with the color theme that also went with the designer paper, or some people call it pattern paper. Hi, Dawn. So this is the Fresh Freesia, and I really wanted to pull in the pinks, so I gave it a little bit of the blue, which is Misty Moonlight, and again, same dimensions as the last card on all 3 pieces, actually, and these are the ones we're going to use here. So I'm going to put my designer paper on first. Oh, this is so pretty. But I have to tell you, and I think I told Karen when she stopped by, that if you guys are loving this in that Meandering Meadows, oh gosh, wait till that mini comes out. That designer paper, that 6 by 6, is gorgeous. It's fall, and it's actually an all occasion kind of fall. You're going to be amazed when you see it. It is so pretty. Okay, let me pull my colors. So we got the Fresh Freesia and the Misty Moonlight. And we're going to stamp those. And we're going to do Hope in the Misty Moonlight. So let me get that. Ink that up. And I'll admit, sometimes I don't do well with these slanty fonts, but I found some good ways to use them. One is on a circle, because you can't go wrong, right? There's always a right way when you're stamping on a circle. All right, and now we're going to go with the Fresh Freesia, and we're going to just tap right up in the corners, because I know those are probably the juiciest part. And this is Hope is believing in a brighter tomorrow. And sorry, I was holding my breath because I wanted to make sure that I stamped this down far enough. So because of the little curves there. So what I want to do is add just a little sparkle to this. And I'm going to bring that pretty far down. Just going to add I'm going to actually go with the Stampin' Seal Plus for this one. So it holds a little better. Because when you have something like ribbon that is between the two pieces of cardstock, that piece is automatically going to want to push your cardstock apart. So I like to use the Stampin' Seal Plus because that stuff really works great. So there we go. Just adds a little bit of, and you know what? This card you could turn into a Christmas card as well, but not tonight because we're doing our little hope. So regular Stampin' Seal on this one, and I'm going to put that on the back. And then I'm just going to put that hope right about there. That looks good to me. All right, and dimensionals. So grab those back. Let's get my little picky guy out here. Again, I'm going to place those between the two, so it's actually catching on that circle, and it's going to make sure it's stuck on well. All right. And then maybe two more. How are you guys surviving this heat? I'm glad it's going to cool off. Whew. It's supposed to be beautiful out on Thursday, so I'll be heading out that day. Don't know where, but let me get this out of the way. And we'll bring this up in here so you can see a little better. And then kind of want it off to the side a little bit, but I don't want to cover up all those beautiful trees. So there it is. Another way you can do that is by using two of the dies together, and you can just group them. You could actually put another little one depending on what your pattern is on your paper. You could group several together. So with this, I am going to go over with the Stampin' Seal Plus. Make sure he is on there solid. And then on to our fresh freesia background. Look at how that pulls that pink out, and that misty moonlight still gives you that nice moody color, right? They work so well together. Candy said there's only 6 more weeks till Christmas. Oh, so true. So true. I know somebody who just posted that recently. Okay, card number 2. I have one more card for you because I wanted to show you a fun way to do this. All right, so here is our third paper. And again, Misty Moonlight. This time I brought in the Petunia Pop. So we are using the one of the new in colors. So, and I also cut out the one that we had on our first card, I believe. And I don't know where I stuck that little piece. Huh. I'm telling you, ladies, my space is only so big. So how I can lose something that quick, I'll never know. Okay, let's get this folded. A lot of times I just use the edges of my paper cutter to I line up my edges on the paper cutter, and I just do it this way anyway. So, okay, now we're going to have some fun. And this is just going to get layered on here. Again, same dimensions on all 3 of the cards. So your designer paper is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Your mat, except for maybe this one. Ooh, and she's stuck already. That looks a little long. Let me go this way. Oh, it's close. It's a tight one on this one. There we go. Ooh. There's not much peeking out there at all, but you know what? On this one, I don't think we need it. Don't want to overpower that, so it actually looks really good. or purdy, as Karen would say. So there we go. Now let's have a little fun with our greeting. So this one, let me grab the Petunia Pop. We're going to do faith and is being sure of what we cannot see. I really like the sayings in here as well. Let's grab our scissors and I'm going to start at this corner and I'm going to do a slight trim, not as much as I usually do. And did I go the wrong way? Oh, I think I did. Because I want to kind of follow that font. There we go. Much better. Put that in my little bucket there. And you'll notice my stamps look hot pink. That's because the purples and the reds and the pinks actually stain this. So that one's pretty close to the top, but it will work. And then I just wanted to show you that because this little guy is going to go in here, I'll show you what I mean. We're going to give this some room in between our two greetings. So give that some room, line that up, give it a good stamp. There we go. And now we are going to trim this one off in the same direction. So I always start with a bigger piece of scrap because then you can always trim it, or, you know, it's better than to squish. So now I took that little piece and I actually weaved it in here. So you can see I slid it under and then I placed this side over the top. So you could read the faith and then is being sure of what cannot be seen. And then you just add your dimensionals. See, again, I went over the top of that one. There we go. And I wasn't real sure what I was going to do with this. That's why I didn't bring it down. You see, I want to go down just a little further because I don't want to cover up my flowers too much, but there's a lot to be seen there. And that really brings out that color. And I think what I'm going to do is pop this whole piece up. And look at what happened. There's that little piece there. So we're just going to pop this up. This goes quicker. And it also preps it so I can get that off easier. And I'm still doing it with my fingers. Oh, gosh. I hope everybody had a good day, even though it was so warm outside. Hi, Deborah. Oh, she just got back from the Smoky Mountains. Oh, and Chris, you were in, oh my gosh, now why can't I think of it? Because you go there all the time. Yeah, there goes my mind. You can refresh me, Chris. But ooh, Smoky Mountains, that was nice. My brother was just out there, probably at the same time you were. All right, so there we go. That is our last one. So the theme here is working with these greetings together. And on our first card, we used a die and then stamped directly onto our paper. And then on our second one, we did a grouping of the dies. And then our third one we did as well, but we weaved those together. So just adding a little fun to that. And speaking of fun, I think we need a little bling. So I'm going to be using the transparent adhesive dots, and I think I'm going that on this one here. And I'm going to put one down here and then use two little ones, one here, one there, and then one up here. And again, that's our little triangle. Draw your eye all the way around. See, it brings it over and down. And with this pretty paper, it's kind of hard not to even look at that, right? Okay, on our second card, I think I'm going to move into the opal rounds. And, oh, I don't know. I'm tempted to use the clear ones, but I'm thinking I'm going to go with these pretty dark blue. What color are those? Oh, they don't say anymore. That's right. Ooh, you know what? I made up a sheet that has all the colors of those. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get those to you. Oh, and good news, ladies. I had someone offer me their barn, and she said I can take my time to set it up so we can do a retirement party. Whoop, whoop. I'm so excited. Okay, on that note, we got a few more to go here. So I put one on each side there where it kind of does that little pivot, and I'm going to put one more down here. So there's number 3. And then I'm going to do one up here and one. Let's see. I think I'm going to put these kind of close together like I have that other one. Ooh, lucky I could move that. So there we go. We're going to put these 2 there, and then we got a total of 5. I like to work in odd numbers. Barb says she likes all the cards, but the third is her favorite. So what makes that third one your favorite? Is it the way the dies working in there, or what? Curious minds want to know. I'm going to use the gold on here because I want to pull out that wild wheat color. And I am going to go way down here and tuck that right by the faith. And we'll use 2 little ones. If I can get that little guy off, he keeps sliding on me. There he goes. One there. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty. The yellow did it. And one on this side because I don't want to cover up my pretty flower. So the color and the die arrangement. Oh, thanks, Barb. All right, ladies. So with the same kind of layout, because all 3 layouts they're cut exactly the same, and you pretty much have landscape on all of them. So it's a easy layout to work with. You're just tweaking the way you use your dies with your sentiments. So pretty cool, right? So that is the Unbounded Love. And you all know that you get a 10% discount when you buy the bundles, but don't forget until the end of June. So we have 2, 4, 5 more days to get an additional 10% off of any bundle. It said die bundles. So, but yes, 5 more days to get in on that bundle. And I can put a link below if you want. And if you have any other questions, just give me a holler. And that's pretty much it for me tonight. I'm going to gather up all the names and do a drawing after this. So, because I thank you all for joining me. And I know I missed it last time I went live, which I think was 2 weeks ago. So I have more than one prize to give away tonight. And it's going to be embellishments. So pop back in later to see who won those embellishments. And I appreciate you joining me tonight. And don't forget about that bundle sale. You don't want to miss out, especially on some of these really nice ones. So you have yourself a wonderful evening. Let's pull them back down here. And I thank you for joining me. I hope you were inspired. Have a good night.